Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for NASDAQ price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. And of course, starting for the daily for NASDAQ today, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Of course, we start to see some green as expected. Perfect was our scenario already with the analysis of the recovery. Currently on the daily, we are in a 1, 2, 3, and we're looking at a wave 4. Basically here, your wave 4 can be an ABC. Expanding flat, hitting the 1.38, 1.618, but the problem here with this expanding flat is it is finishing in three-wave structure, which is of course a much higher potential that you are in W, X, and a Y, hitting also the same levels anyway for a wave Y. Anyway, the wave Y have a wide range normally of target, and that's why of course it is in confluence right now with potential expanding flat fib levels and then moving towards the upside. So basically, we were saved, I would say, before hitting, of course, this invalidation of this impulse toward the upside in a few dollars, right? In a few thousand, I would say, or hundreds, yeah. And that was very critical, of course, for the US stock market, where we might, of course, hit a recession here. And a recession meaning invalidation of this impulse, turning all this area into a correction. And this is a very huge drop down, of course, for the US market, which it can be, of course, a huge recession, might lead as well to a crisis, of course. So hopefully not, guys. Hopefully we still, of course, in the recovery, and let's stay positive. And here we go. We are moving towards the upside right now. We have an ABC, of course, for a wave 1. We have a correction for wave 2 and then continuation right now. Perfect scenario for a wave 3, of course, as a leading diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished, of course, wave A. You're looking at a wave B hitting nicely exactly the 0.38 fib level and moving for a wave C towards the upside. Awesome. Next target is the following. Of course, our targets for a wave 3 this time is gonna be given. Nice. Even it can be much more aggressive diagonal here that we might see potentially hitting the next blue zone, which is this area. Here we go. Wave 3. Potentially wave C, of course, we're gonna come to it, but higher potential that you are in a leading diagonal here. Your wave C would like to hit, of course, the 1-to-1 fib level. So I'm gonna explain. Now, we are in 3 waves up, 3 waves down. Potentially you're looking for a wave 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. That scenario would be a very bad scenario, because if this happens, that means you finished a wave C here as an ABC correction. ABC correction meaning, of course, continuation of the trend toward the downside. Your corrective toward the upside meaning continuation simply for lower. And that would be, of course, a bad scenario. Therefore, we would like to see an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hitting only inside this blue box and then start to move down for a wave 4. And then again, one more zigzag toward the upside for a wave 5, of course, to finish a wave 5 here in leading diagonal, and that will give us, of course, the opportunity of a wave 1 here, getting a wave 2, and then explosion again toward the upside for the market. Continuation of the trend as it should be, right? So these are the possibilities right now, guys, for a NASDAQ, and we are still, of course, moving with our recovery scenario. Let's check the SPX, of course, 500 here. What do we have? So on the SPX, yes, I was like yesterday mentioning the same almost scenario, of course, as a recovery scenario in leading diagonal, where we might see here a finished wave A potentially as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finished wave A, potential wave B, and then moving for a new impulse toward the upside. I was like, would this be an ABC? Well, hell no, right? So I believe that this is, of course, your wave A already done. And you can, of course, hit a wave B with a 0.23 or 0.38 in case the market is very volatile toward the upside and aggressive. Can simply hit the 0.23 and move for, of course, a wave 3 in an aggressive leading diagonal here that we might be looking at. So basically, I'm still looking for a wave 3, unfinished yet, the same as for NASDAQ, aligning with it. So I would say A, B, and a C, higher potential for a wave 3 here. And then continuation, of course, for this leading diagonal. You don't want to see, of course, an A, B, and a C again, and that means, of course, is this scenario as A, B, and a C. Yeah, so we don't want to see this one. That because, of course, if we see this one again, it is corrective, and it might be, of course, a scenario for continuation for lower. So here we go. The 1-to-1 fib level for a wave C is the following, while the targets for a wave 3 here are the following as well. Wave 3 in diagonal, here we go. Look at the confluence, of course. The 1-to-1 fib level, you know, once it is hit, it is not allowed to be hit because this will invalidate directly the leading diagonal. The 1-to-1 fib level is meant to be only and only for the wave C. Therefore, preferably that we hit only this blue zone. Yeah, preferably that we hit only this blue zone. Wave 3, and then moving towards the upside for the 4, and then for the 5 as a zigzag continuation after having a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and 5 continuation of the market as normal. So let's stay optimistic, and we'll see, of course, what's gonna happen. And of course, trade safe, guys. I wish you to have a nice day. See you in the next one. Bye bye.